I think it's still got this wonderful magic that you can be just an ordinary person, come through the gate, you don't have to pay anything.
The Jaipur Literary Festival, more power to it, more authors. I can see it. I can see the change between when I was last here, just 2 years ago, to today. It's grown in stature, in size, in color, in taste, in flavor, in everywhere.
I think the landscape of the DSC Jaipur Literature Festival specifically is one where the possibility of community becomes an actuality. It brings together so many different readers and writers.
One of the great features of the Jaipur Literature Festival is that it's truly democratic. I mean, those of us who feel that literature, to some extent, is about democracy, about freedom of expression, freedom of access to imagined things, love Jaipur because people can walk in off the street and hear writers. Most of the festivals, people have to buy tickets, they're often quite expensive, they're often sold out, the events are closed in a very real sense to ordinary people, whereas here at Jaipur there's no such thing as it being closed. It's absolutely open access, and that's both thrilling, a bit frightening, but ultimately just the best idea of all.
This one is quite exceptional. I think this is in the very, very top category. I'd say this is one of the best of the literary festivals.
You've got the Indian interest, the local authors, you've got the international interest, you've got international authors like me who have an interest in India, or William Dalrymple, but you've got a real variety, so I think that's good.
It's very good for Indian Literature Board. I think it's excellent, for instance, that there is so much Hindi being spoken here as well, because this is exposing all the people, the literary agents, the authors as well, everyone who promotes literature generally. By coming here, they cannot but go away with the flavour of all sorts of aspects of Indian literature which they wouldn't normally be exposed to. It's not just the big names who are here by any means. And in fact, many of the most interesting books and many of the best speakers are people you would never hear of unless you came to the Jaipur Festival.
This is the first time I have been at the Jaipur Literary Festival, and it's like a moving feast. It's like a lovely, lovely party. Lots of people I've known, they're suddenly here, and I've only recently become a fiction writer, so it's very good to see people much more accomplished. But there's a friendliness, there's a colorfulness, it's the real buzz. The global buzz that there is there, because you meet people from all over the world here.
entertainment, there is music, and yet there is the activism or a social change. And that is also equally important, because I think for the young of our country, inspirational icons become equally important.
Ignorance caused the crisis. Ignorance of financial history. Ignorance of the most elementary things like interest rates is endemic in Western societies. We educate people really badly in this stuff. It's not taught in any meaningful way at school. And even the courses that profess to be about economics and finance at university turn out on close inspection to be really bad at teaching people how financial systems work in practice.
पूरे भारत में जितनी भी जातियों के नाम हैं दलितों की, वो सब गाली की तरह से इस्तेमाल होते हैं और इस तरह से साहित्य तक में वो दिखाई देते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि हमको सिर्फ जीवन में दिखाई देते हैं। हमारे धार्मिक ग्रंथ इस बात से भरे पड़े हैं कि उन धार्मिक ग्रंथों में दलित को हीनता बोध से भर दिया जाता है शुरू से ही, और स्कूल का पाठ्यक्रम भी वही काम करता है, तमाम चीजें वही काम कर रही हैं, टीचर भी वही काम कर रहा है। जूठन के अंदर टीचर का जो रूप प्रस्तुत किया गया है, सिर्फ वो जानबूझ के नहीं है, बल्कि स्वाभाविक रूप से आया है कि टीचर, मुझे कभी भी एक टीचर नजर नहीं आया, मुझे खलनायक नजर आया है, वो ब्राह्मणों का दलाल नजर आया है, वो द्रोणाचार्य नजर आया है।
हमारी भाषा में जो गहराई है, हमारी भाषा में जो बारीकी है, जो कि तमाम भाषाओं में होती होगी, ऐसा नहीं है कि अंग्रेजी में नहीं होती होगी, उस बारीकी को हम लोग खो रहे हैं। उस भाषा का जो मयार है, उस भाषा का जो चरित्र है, उस भाषा का जो पूरा चेहरा है, वो बदल रहा है। मुझे ये कहते हुए दुख होता है कि जो हिंदी हम लोग अब बोलते समझते हैं या सुनते हैं, बल्कि ये कहें, वो हिंदी हिंदी नहीं है।
Often know the end of my story before I begin, almost always, because it's almost always an image of something I've seen, and I don't know when I'm writing it what the point of it is, except that I need to arrive at this destination that I've prefigured.
A good love affair is like a good university. You know, it expands your awareness. It makes you a much more sensitive, understanding person. And I think that was the kind of relationship that it became.
What I was trying to do in my book was capture the ordinary music of everyday people. I was not trying to sort of make it into anything that was unreachable or unattainable or incomprehensible. I wanted to capture the small things and the small moments in life that are also filled with music.
I believe very much also in the principle of restitution. I think that what lends dignity to human beings, to human society, to human relationship, is the acceptance of responsibility and thereby restitution. In other words, forgiveness.
As citizens, we have to face a balance, and I know you've been through this in India more recently than we have. The challenge is you want to retain a free and open society, but you also want safety, you want security. Those are the things that we're holding in balance, and that's the scale that the terrorists are trying trip. One great object of terrorism is to create repression and then to turn people against their governments so that they will then turn to radical solutions to overthrow it.
I take the point that you should not look at the situation in the subcontinent as being black or white. I think all of the countries in this region operate in grays, and so does India. I think that is one of the most important things to understand about this particular region.
Literature itself is about everything under the sun. And yeah, the idea of merging these different art forms, cultural forms, I think that's really, really the way it should be. So it's really adds to the flavor of the festival.
I think it's a good idea to have authors talking and then have music. People can relax and they can talk about what they heard about during the day. It's a good idea.
Oh, it's been fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's just every night gets better and better, and it's just a beautiful crowd, magical scene. Come on. I mean, I think it's just, it's perfect.
Fusion of many musics, and the artists every night are each time different, and they perform together, they perform one after the other, and it's very interesting.
I think I came expecting something different, but it's been a nice surprise because it's just opened my eyes to so much, and I can take away so much from these past few days that it's been great. So thank you very much.
Great event, very mesmerizing even. The violin part was really good.
ஆனந்த தாண்டவ ஆடிட மண்ணுகனே